Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Shelley. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm so glad that you allowed me to come on with you today.
Well, I'm so grateful you spend time with me to chat about title insurance. And welcome to my weekly Around the Town interview with local experts.
Thank you.
COVID-19 pandemic has really made our life go virtual to a great extent. We hear like Zoom happy hours, Facebook watch parties, and virtual tours. Those are the new groovy things to do, just like what we're doing right now. A Zoom interview. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it is. It is. We
Yeah.
have to adjust to where we are right now.
Mm-hmm. So as you're aware, many people go to real estate transactions without being aware of closing costs or title insurance. So today, I'm so grateful to have you to give us a crash course on title insurance and the closing transaction.
Well,
Awesome. My first question for you is, can you explain what title insurance is about and who should buy title insurance in a real estate transaction?
okay, wonderful. What title insurance is a form, real slow in English, is just a form of indemnity insurance that protects the holder from financial loss sustained from defects in your title to a property.
Mm-hmm.
When I say indemnity, that means one person is expecting compensation
Mm-hmm.
for errors in your insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
The owner's title policy is often uh, paid for by the seller to protect the buyer's equity and
Mm-hmm.
property, and the buyer is usually going to buy the lender's title policy.
Mm-hmm.
So in English, or to make it easy, is that uh, the buyer wants to ensure to the lender that there's no liens or encumbrances or delinquent taxes or anything on this property, and I'm buying this property and you're going to be in first mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
The lender is going to require that for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The
Right.
seller is giving you the owner's policy, saying, hey, I'm the owner.
Mm-hmm.
There's no delinquent taxes on here. There's no liens or encumbrances. There's no back taxes owed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give this to you.
Right. So make sure they're buying something without a hidden possible lawsuit or cost associated with that property. So it's clean and guaranteed, right?
Yeah, the most common claims filed against titles are back taxes
Mm-hmm.
or mixed title liens from mortgages or lines of credit.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, and it could be that they actually paid the second mortgage off when the original seller bought the house, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it wasn't recorded or it wasn't released or something happened like that. So we
Right.
just want to make sure that everything is crisp when it transfers over to
Right.
the.
Right. So in that case, so if somebody buy a brand new property, should he buy title insurance?
Yes, he's going to have to buy title insurance because he needs a lender's policy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he is paying cash, then they're going to share with the seller on the owner's policy. But the lender is always going to require that the title is insured for them.
Great explanation. My second question is, what are the major components of the closing costs?
Wonderful. That's such a good answer. I wrote it down here
Hey.
because I wrote it down because I figure, like, I want to make sure that people are looking for the right things,
Right.
because when you're a seller, you're looking for the transfer tax, for your village,
Mm-hmm.
the title insurance for the owner's policy, of course,
Right.
Your prorated property taxes, meaning you're going to pay for the months that you're in the property,
Mm-hmm.
any homeowner association fees,
Mm-hmm.
credits toward closing costs, whichever was negotiated by
Mm-hmm.
your agent commission, and of course your seller attorney fees.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any extra monies that's been held in escrow that's supposed to be turned over for the buyer,
Mm-hmm.
that also be turned over.
Right. I know Burnett Title has you know, called net cost calculation sheet, right?
Yes.
Right. That's very
Yes.
helpful.
Yes. What I would prefer that you work with the greatest agents ever at Caldwell Banker, especially Shelley Hu. But
Yes. Thank you, Tim. That's all I want to hear today.
that's how you want to hear. But we refer them if they really are looking to find competitive pricing to
Mm-hmm.
go right to the Burnett Title IL website, which
Mm-hmm.
is BURNETTITLE
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
IL.com, and you just click on calculators, and you'll be able to get a good estimate of what the buyer title charges are, the
Mm-hmm.
seller net sheets. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you want to go into get an estimate of your mortgage payment, all those things are available to you because we just want to be that title company that services you.
That's wonderful. Awesome.
And
That's a
then they
great.
can always call you to
Mhm.
ask any other questions.
When buyer and seller can pre-calculate those costs, there's no surprise at the
Correct.
closing table. Right.
Correct.
That's wonderful. So my last question is really very related to the situation we're in right now. So a lot of people want to know, how has COVID-19 affected the closing process?
Oh, great question, Shelley. We have to understand that mortgage industry is a viable venue for the country. So we have to find ways to continue business as usual. So
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing is we have a couple things that we're doing called valet closings, where you can sign your lender's paperwork before the closing, the day before,
Mm-hmm.
virtually with your attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring your papers to the closing, to Caldwell Banker
Mm-hmm.
location on the day or the next day, and we'll have someone there to receive the papers from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to come to our closings, we're fine. We're going to make sure that everything is wiped down. We're
Mm-hmm.
giving you individual pens
Mm-hmm.
and gloves. The pens are in plastic. We ask you to take them with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Clorox wipe everything down before your closing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're asking that, I know closing a home is a celebratory event
Mm-hmm.
where you want to bring mom, dad, grandpa, and all the kids. Just at this time, we're just asking, even the dog. Just at this time, we're trying to just keep people who are actually doing the purchase to a
Mm-hmm.
minimum, just to the buyers. They
Right.
have kids, if you have older kids, we're asking you to keep them at home. If there are kids that you can bring in a carry-on,
Mm-hmm.
carry-on stroke, what's that called? The carry cart. I forgot. Been so long since I had an infant. But if you can carry the baby in, that's fine. But
Oh, baby carrier.
the baby carrier, correct. We just
Right.
can't have
Uh-huh.
children kind of running around inside the closing at this time. We want to protect you as our customer.
Right. So it's a germ-free, very clean, and
Yes.
everything is like the pen is wrapped in plastic. Everything is make sure there's no close contact between people. I also heard of the drive-through closing.
Correct.
Is that
Well,
happening? Mhm.
that's more like the valet. The valet closing, the same thing. When they come, we do have situations. If they decide that they want to stay in their vehicle, we
Mhm.
just hand the papers out. we have no problem with that. We also do have this, we don't want to call it drive-by or
Right.
curb. It's still
Okay.
the valet. We do that for our refinances, where
Okay.
the customer get their paperwork,
Uh-huh.
stay in their vehicle, hand it to us out their window. We'll go into the office or in our own vehicles. Our closer will be available. They'll review all the documentation and the IDs, and then come back to the customer and tell them we have everything, and we'll send your copies and things like that.
Wow, that's terrific. So people can feel safe, when they go to those closings. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
right. We want people to feel safe. We want the experience to be a good experience, because these are your clients, Shelley. We want to make sure that they leave, even in this environment. We still want them to feel like they had a great experience on a closing, but we also want them to leave knowing that they were safe.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for all you have done. I know we used to see you working our office. Now I can only see you virtually on a computer screen. But you are continue to support me and support everybody. I mean, I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tim. It's such a joy chatting with you today.
Please call me if you have any other questions, or if there's anything that I could do to help you guys.
Absolutely. I mean, if my client, if they have any questions, if I can't answer, I'm sure a lot of questions I may not be able to, I definitely forward to you.
Thank you so much, Shelley.
Yeah, and hopefully people, this crash course you gave to my clients today will benefit them, and eventually will benefit us when business come in.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tim.
Bye.
Okay, bye.